Hello everyone, this is Rob and welcome back to Media Awareness. And as the title implies, this is going to be another news uh, video. I don't like doing these, but I want to give my opinion on this topic as everyone else seems to be weighing in on, um, on this for some reason. And it's really mind-boggling to me. So, that being said, it is September 22nd, 2022, and if you like my content here on my channel, click the like button under the video, click the bell icon to be notified whenever I upload something new. Feel free to comment in the comment section below and check out the links in the description. There'll be a link to my Facebook page there, which is the best way to reach me. You can send me a private message and I will reply to you personally. I check my spam folder daily, so inevitably, if you do contact me there and it happens to get filtered, I will find you and respond. So, that being said, the band Journey, once again, is in the legal news as former lead singer Steve Perry recently won a court case against former bandmates Neil Sean and Jonathan Cain over the use of lyrics and or song titles on merchandising. And I'm scratching my head on this one as to why people are making this an issue online and really making these videos about Journey and even going into great detail saying how Journey is, not the same band without Perry and is, the songs aren't as popular, etc. And I'm getting a little irritated, so that's why I'm making this video. Because I can't help but think if this topic was an issue, let's say in the 1970s when the band formed, and maybe, when Ainsley Dunbar left the band and Steve Smith joined, and there was an issue there. Um, would fans be made aware of the issue? Perhaps, perhaps not. More than likely, though, not. Would this be an issue in the 80s? Certainly not as well. The 90s, well, the mid 90s to late 90s, when the internet was becoming more accessible to the mainstream, this topic may have showed up on band forums about Journey or chat rooms, message boards, whatever. But I can't help but think that this is something that is politics of the band, and politics really doesn't have a place, in my opinion, in music, unless you're Bob Dylan. It doesn't belong in music, and it doesn't need to be um, brought up in this manner. John Lennon, famously uh, was opposed to the U.S. involvement in Vietnam back in the day, and that was big news in the '70s. But that was really, him and Dylan, maybe Neil Young, but I mean, this shouldn't be something that fans of Journey who do not sing about these topics. It shouldn't be something that's an issue. It shouldn't be a topic of conversation or a topic that people are spreading widely online. And I know I'm guilty of that with this video. But I don't feel that politics of Journey needs to be something that we the fans are aware of. Um, you know, collectively, Neil Sean, Jonathan Cain, and Steve Perry wrote great songs. Individually, Neil Sean, Jonathan Cain, and Steve Perry wrote great songs. And they still continue to do so. Um, is Journey as popular as they ever were? I don't think Journey can ever not be popular. Um, if you're a fan of the Journey, you're a fan of the Journey. Um, and people may not like the new music or may just not want to give it a chance. And I think that's more of what it is because they're wanting to hear Steve Perry era Journey or Greg Raleigh Steve Perry era Journey specifically in some cases. And they think that that's the best thing going out there. Um, my opinion is that some of the newer material buries some of the old material 6 feet under and then some. And I mean that sincerely. I feel this Freedom is an outstanding album, and Revelations, Eclipse, Arrival, um, these albums are great albums, and they tend to be overlooked because songs aren't getting airplay on the radio. Why are songs not getting airplay on the radio? Well, because maybe radio is a dying art form now, and people are streaming everything, and unless it's something that they're familiar with intimately, they're not going to necessarily give it a chance. And that's sad to say, but it's true for the most part in the United States, and I'd say probably more so on the global scale at this point because of streaming making music so accessible to everyone. Um, Obviously, there are exceptions. I know, in certain countries like Japan, take Japan for example, um, they always embrace new music by different bands, and I applaud them for that because these bands go out of their way to present new music to the fans, and they do so with passion and creativity. And for fans to just kind of shove it to the side and say, "Oh, I want to hear, you know, Walk Like a Lady," or something like that. Or I want to hear um, Of a Lifetime or Look into the Future. Well, those are songs that Neil did perform with the Journey Through Time, and it was a nice thing. Um, Sadly, we haven't seen the home release of that yet, but I mean, it's still possible. But the point is, these bands are putting out great material still, and it's some of it, and the vast majority actually surpasses previous material. Because, and you might not realize this or might not think this the same way I do, but as bands mature and as the individuals mature in life, they become better at their trade, whether it be songwriting, playing an instrument, or whatever. You fine tune your skills, you become better at the things you do. And in my opinion, the music has only gotten better over the years. Am I a fan of the Journey as a whole? Yes, I am. Am I a fan of any specific era of Journey? No. I like it all. I admire Jonathan Cain. I admire Neil Sean. I admire Steve Perry. I think all three of them are amazing at what they do. Um, But I do not believe that the politics of the band needs to be something that fans are necessarily privy to. Um, it's frustrating because this would have never been acceptable back in the day. Or if it was acceptable, we as fans would not know the inner workings of the machine, so to speak. Because of social media now and everything being so widespread, everyone feels the need to be aware of everything that anyone says or does and whatever, and it's really getting old. To paraphrase or even quote at the end of Cruisers, it's all about the music. I firmly believe that. Let's leave the politics of the band behind. Journey was never a political band to begin with. So leave that behind and just focus on music. Steve Perry, same thing. He was never political in his lyrics or in his delivery of anything. Um, so leave all this in the background and let's enjoy the music we have. Let's enjoy Journey's Freedom. Let's enjoy Steve Perry's Traces in its various forms and other solo work. Um, let us enjoy everything the band has to offer musically and leave the politics to the politicians. Leave it to the lawyers. Leave it to the band themselves behind the scenes. And if it comes up in an interview, it comes up. But it shouldn't be that big of an issue. So we as fans don't get to have a t-shirt that's sanctioned by the band during that says "Don't Stop Believing." So what? If that's the case, I'm cool with that. You know, I'm more than happy with my existing Journey collection of music, merchandise, and that's where that should end. Enough of the politics. Um, it doesn't belong in music. Like I said, that's Bob Dylan's territory. Leave it to Dylan and Neil Young. Um, and they're like the only two I could think of. I know there are others that sing about political issues, but off the top of my head, Dylan and Neil Young are probably the most notable. Maybe Pearl Jam, they just talk about politics, so they really don't sing about it too often. But yeah, let's leave politics out of this. Let's just enjoy the music. It's all about the music, like Eddie says. Eddie and the Cruisers, man. And just enjoy the catalog of material we have. And if you have been one of those stubborn Journey, Steve Perry era fanatics that refuse to go beyond that and refuse to give anything else a chance, you're really missing out. Listen to Arrival. Listen to Red 13. Listen to Revelations, Eclipse, Freedom, the new album. Fantastic album. Even listen to Generations, even though it's kind of my least favorite New Journey album. But, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of the Journey as a whole. I love Journey. I love Trial by Fire. I love Raged on Radio is one of my favorite albums. Dream After Dream. Escape, Frontiers, Departure, Infinity, Evolution have their moments. But not as much for me as some of the later stuff. Because as I said, as the band grew and it evolved, they became more proficient, in my opinion. And that's my opinion. Take it for what it's worth. hope you liked this video, and if you did, click the like button, and as stated previously at the beginning, contact me on Facebook if you like with any feedback. I'd love to hear from you. This is Rob with Media Awareness. Have a good night. Thanks. Bye.